Hello, this is Rev Brad. You're listening to the Chaplains United podcast from the Touchline. Friends, I'm excited to share that just in time for Christmas, I have a new book out, and it's available on Amazon. It's entitled The Soccer Psalms. If you're listening or living in the UK or Europe, it's the Football Psalms. It's an anglicized adaptation. Well, in the book, I've taken 31 different psalms and translated them for soccer. The book features the biblical psalm from the NIV on one page and my paraphrase on the other. There are some reflection and meditation points too, where I share some of the context for what's been written, and I ask the reader to reflect on things out of their own life or maybe their own career. The Soccer Psalms is really a culmination of my many years of serving as volunteer chaplain to the Colorado Rapids of Major League Soccer. There have been many times when I've tried to share and express how God's Word speaks directly into our lives, whether you're an athlete, a coach, or just a fan of the beautiful game. I find that the Psalms are a powerful part of how God is writing that story with us. So during the month of December, I'm going to read a few of the Psalms for the podcast just to give you a little bit of a taste. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you'll share the pod with a friend. Well, I'd love if you pick up a copy from Amazon. If you do, would you mind writing an honest review of the book for me? That would be brilliant. Coming soon, too, we're working on translating the book into Spanish, and I'll be working on some audiobook versions as well. If you coach a team or lead an organization and you'd like to purchase a quantity of books, either of the versions, something over 10 or so, go to SoccrChapUtd United website, SoccrChapLainsUnited.org, and shoot me an email, and I'd love to work out a bulk rate discount for you. Well, thanks for listening. We kick off right after this.
He's found the space, and he's found the back of the net.
Just a little off foot, thinking he's going to go far post. Not strong enough with his right hand.
Whips that one in. Far post, almost made him ends, and they have. He has the hat-trick. The second in his career. The third of the night. The hat-trick hero.
Talked about you're not going to be able to sustain that kind of pressure.
To the corner. Goes towards the near post. And you're the angle, and what a goal! What a goal!
A victory song. Day 27, Psalm 133. A song of ascents of David. How good and pleasant it is when God's people live together in unity. It is like precious oil poured on the head, running down on the beard, running down on Aaron's beard, down on the collar of his robe. It is as if the dew of Hermon were falling on Mount Zion. For there the Lord bestows his blessing, even life forevermore. Soccer Psalm 133. A song after a victory, small or large. How good and amazing it is when the team is unified, playing together as one. It's like a champagne shower after a cup final win, like a Gatorade bath splashed over the head, covering the team coach from head to toe, and everyone else that's part of the team. It's like a light rain or sprinkling falling on the pitch, making the home match play more to our favor. It's in these moments we feel so blessed by God, and no one wants to leave the team or ever forget it. In 2010, I was privileged to travel with the club team where I serve as volunteer chaplain, the Colorado Rapids, and we traveled to Toronto for the Cup final. The team won its first ever league trophy. After the on-the-field medal and trophy presentation, the team made its way back inside the locker room, and in typical fashion, the lockers were covered in plastic, and there was a cooler of chilled champagne bottles and beer. It sat in the middle of the room. Well, there wasn't as much drinking as there were guys trying to shower one another with the shaken bottles. Songs were sung, awards, many of them impromptu, were declared, and joy spilled over for the victory that had been won. A few days earlier, though, you wouldn't have recognized this same team. A sullen teammate had lashed out in training, upset that he wasn't included in the starting lineup. Later that same evening, the league had hosted its annual awards ceremony. No one from the team was considered. As the team filed in for the team dinner in a special banquet hall before the ceremony, It was clear that team morale was low. But then something changed. I remember because the head coach had asked me to give a blessing or share a few words. Now, the meal was well underway already, but after a few moments of collecting my thoughts, I rose from my chair. I don't remember much, but I remember taking my fork to chime the glass and get everyone's attention. I shared that down through the ages, men often gathered around a table on the eve of their greatest challenge, their biggest battle. And in those moments, they shared food and drink and stories. And they remembered one another and strengthened the bonds of friendship over these kinds of meals and in these kinds of places. So raising my glass, I proposed a toast to the team, to our brotherhood, to our communion. Unity does something to a group of people. I remember in that moment, there were a few moments of quiet, but then the whisperings began. Guys started sharing stories and memories with each other. Someone shouted to the rookie player, "Hey, sing your song for us." "Twinkle, twinkle, little star," he began. An assistant coach leapt up and he quoted this poem that he had said in preseason. It was the poem, "The Man in the Mirror." A player did his impersonation of another coach yelling instruction to a beloved player. A Japanese player with us stood up and he yelled a samurai war chant that got the whole room fired up. And so it continued. And as the night went on, the team remembered that they were, well, a team. It is good and pleasant when a team lives in unity. Thanks again for listening, friends. The soccer psalms in the US and the football psalms in the UK, all available on Amazon. Paperback, hardback, or ebook for Kindle. Give it a read, write a review. I'd greatly appreciate it. I look forward to being with you again next week. This is Rev Brad coming to you from the Touchline.